So I was just having this discussion in the comment section, and basically this guy, he had installed a system in his car, and he put a secondary battery and a capacitor to alleviate some of the electrical demand in the car. And I told him, basically from my professional experience, that that's not really a good idea, because if you don't have an alternator that's able to put out enough amperage, all you're doing is adding additional load to the vehicle. And this is why I want to make sure that you get advice from professionals, because he went on to say that, hey, having a second battery and capacitor is not adding a load because the alternator is just charging the battery. Now, part of what he said was true. Like, yes, the alternator is charging the battery and the capacitor, but also in turns, that charging the battery, that charging the alternator is what's causing the load. And what people don't understand is you need more electrical energy that is available to be able to power the aftermarket amplifier system that you have in your vehicle. And what I'm afraid of, and what I get a lot of, is people come to me and they take advice from whoever and they don't do their research. But I'm a professional and I do my research, and I'm about to state it right here. So this book right here, this is a study guide for mobile electronics certified professional, right? This is the standard for any mobile electronics that's being installed. If they're not certified with this certification, then they haven't went through the steps and leaps to be able to, accurately know what they're talking about. Now, this is the basic one, and I'm about to go into the section that talks about the charging systems. Okay, here goes my first point. The alternator, right? The alternator is the source for all electrical energy in a combustion engine vehicle while the engine is running. There's another point I want to put right here. Determine if the vehicle really needs an additional battery. Batteries are generally recommended only when the vehicle needs more key off listening time, right? Now, I want you to know it's key off. So this is where you have demos, whatever. It may be worth adding that additional battery because you're not running off the alternator no more. You're running off of, the batteries. Here's the second section. Otherwise, for cars that drive, especially cars that have factory supply alternators, adding batteries presents a load on the electrical system that often outweighs the benefits while the car is really running and driving. Sorry, the phone was ringing, but yeah, so as you can see, adding a battery, especially if you don't have the electrical power, is actually going to do more harm than good. And the same thing goes for a capacitor. You're adding that, and yes, it may be able to give you a boost of energy for a short amount of time, but for the long-term use of your system, it's going to be detrimental because you're just adding more load on your alternator. So if you want to get more power out of your system, then at that point, instead of getting the more batteries and capacitor, the first step that you should do is either do a big 3 upgrade, which is upgrading the electrical wiring in your vehicle, or add an alternator, a new alternator that's able to support the system that you're putting into your vehicle.